Well, hey friends, it's Tracy and Violet and Boris, and Jerry is sitting right here, right there, from from Tea Time with Tracy and Violet and Boris and Jerry. Yeah. All right. This morning I put together 2 more bookshelves. Get going, Violet. 2 more bookshelves for my in-the-home library I'm trying to create in my house. I will do a tour someday when I get it all together and organized and stuff. But I just opened a whole bunch of books that I've been meaning to haul and have been sitting in my dining room for months. And I divided them up in dark romance, literally fiction, suspense stuff, and horror. I got some horror books to show you in this video, and then I'm going to do a couple other videos. But I have a pot of tea here. Woo! And a teacup, pow, right in the kisser. And there, oh, I washed it, that's why it's dripping water. And I have some cinnamon tea I'm going to have. A couple of my kids are home, the other ones are out and about. But this is, yeah, cinnamon tea, something, cinnamon espresso, or I don't know. So, since I set up those bookshelves, I want to put books on them, of course. I hear somebody coming downstairs, I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to do all 3 videos today. I'll just schedule them apart so I don't look like a maniac having all these books in a big haul and have no control. But let's just say, no, Violet, you're going to knock these fellers over. Nope, back off. So I'm a hot mess right now. It is cold outside, but I'm loving it. So, all right, let's just dig right in. Some of these I know what they are. Some of them I forget, but I got them for a reason. So, this one just came yesterday. Neverland by Douglas Clegg. I've never read anything by him, and I'm really tempted to read this one now, but I already have a list of books I want to read for October. Today, it's October right now. This is kind of a coming-of-age story. I went on a kick and bought like coming-of-age stories, horror. Mainly they're horror ones. Or like fantasy, kind of. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, but anyways, this one is kind of about a haunted house. This is on high on a bluff looking out over the ocean of an ancient shack, the secret place called Neverland. Here on Gull Island, a misbegotten spit of Georgia coast, young Bo Jackson joins his cousin Sumter in strange, sinister games, rituals that grow into sickening explosions of pure evil. Soon the tide of blood fury will rise, swamping the island in a raging, all-engulfing sea of merciless terror. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. Absolutely. So, I think it's kids that get in way over their head, and it's not going to go good. So, that one. I got this secondhand. Most of this stuff is, I think all of this stuff is secondhand, honestly. Thrift books. The Light at the End. I think this is a vampire one. I think. Maybe not. But it's in the subways of New York. There's murders and bloody things. This is by John Skip and Craig Spector. So the 2 of them. I have another book here by John Skip. Well, it's a collaboration, but put out by him. Yeah, that one. And look how awesome the cover is and how yellow the pages are. I love it. Love it. How broken the spine is. Oh, I just love books like that. I really do. Another one. Oh, this is Resurrection. Resurrection by Tim Curran. I've never read this. I think this is like a zombie one. It's a big old chunker. It's nice and floppy. But the rain is falling and the dead are rising. It began at an ultra-secret government laboratory. Experiments in limb regeneration, an unspeakable union of medieval alchemy and cutting-edge genetics result in the very germ of horror itself. A gene triggered that will reanimate dead tissue, any dead tissue. And yeah, Yeah. I like myself some good zombie books. I really do. I don't mind zombies. I know they're make-believe, but I love them. Love them. Okay, what's this one? This one I think I bought new. Live Girls by Ray Grattan. This is a vampire one, and I think it's in like a strip club or something. I got this because I read Ray Grattan's Ravenous. I'm reading his Bestial book. It's a werewolf story. And I wanted to try something else from him, and I believe this is like a strip club, but it's run by a woman vampire, maybe? It's going to be gross and vicious, but that's okay with me. Watch out, Violet. This one was from World of Books, The Night Walker. Look how old and flimsy this is. It's just a little tiny thing by Thomas Tessier. For young American Bobby Ives, the horrors of Vietnam were far behind him. Here in London, life was civilized, secure, and restful, but still in the dreams persist, hideous dreams. Yeah, I think this is, he has crazy dreams and he maybe manifests something. I'm not sure, but something along those lines. But that would be a nice little, I could read that off. I mean, the font's very tiny, but I could read that in a day for sure. Yeah, when I just want a little pocket book. This one is from, some of the stuff I get from thrift books and Book Depository or buy it used on Amazon, so I'm assuming that's what this is. I don't know. Oh, this is the Darcy Coates book. I read one book of hers, The Haunting of Ashburn House, and I liked it. I did like it. It's not scary. It's more of a comfort read, but I wanted to read something else. I want to read this winter because I guess it's a man and a woman that's like work together, a Black Winter novel, like in a workstation somewheres, and there's a huge blizzard and there must be a haunting or a monster or something. I'm not sure, but no one escapes the stillness. So I want to read this like in January or February when this bone chilling cold outside, everything is frozen, and I break out this bad boy. Yeah, that one. Okay. I got another Poppy Z Bright book. I'm reading my first Poppy Z Bright book this month. Lost Souls. It's a vampire one. This one is about, I believe it's two gentlemen, and I think one of them has to go back to a town to find out who murdered his mother, and in a comic strip, like, I guess he's a comic book person, I don't know, things manifest and unleashes something. I'm not too sure about that, but I just want to add a couple of her books to my library to try her on for size. If I try somebody's book and I really don't like it, I don't want to scratch them off of never reading again. I want to give them a couple of tries at least, and this will be book number 2 of hers that I have. Yeah, I opened some of these just so I could divide them up in genres. This one is a coming of age story, Toady by Mark Morris. This has Welcome to the Horror Club. I think there's a group of kids and they have ordinary boys from ordinary families just happen to share a taste for the macabre in films, videos, books, comics, and then they admit a 4th member of their club, Toady, a far from ordinary boy. From the moment he lures the others into a nerve-jangling seance in a house with a chilling reputation, their lives are blighted by worse horrors than they have ever imagined. So it goes on, but yeah, that's a nice big chunker too. But I love books like this, stories like this, like Dan Simmons' Summer of Night or Stephen King's It or something like that. That's nice and long and you get rolled around in that world. I'm hoping that's what this is. But have you ever heard of any of these books? I think this is my first Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes. This is probably one I should read this month, but I just opened it now. If I have time, I will, but I guess it's about boys. This is, I don't think, overly scary or anything, but, or at a haunted carnival or something. But, yeah, it's not super long, like, under 300 pages, and in really good condition. I did buy it from Thrift Booksell, but, yeah, that one. This one I did buy new. It's published, like, independently. The The Worm of His Kings by Haley Piper. I think this is a lesbian couple. One of, like, her spouse gets kidnapped and brought down into the drains. This is going to be Whackers Crackers. Down into the sewer drains or something, and one of them wants to go down to save her girlfriend or wife or whatever. And there's worms involved. So maybe great big worms. I have no idea. But this is a teeny tiny one too. Just over 100 pages. Like 114 pages. What? I can read that in a blink of an eye. Alright. This one is Brian Smith's House of Blood. I read the back of this just before I got here. And it sounds kind of like if you've ever seen The House of a Thousand Dead Corpses or Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's a group of kids that get their car breaks down or something in the stretch of Tennessee interstate. They tried intense. 2 guys, 3 girls argued over a vacation gone bad. But things were about to get worse for the 5 young friends, much, much worse. In fact, most of them would never see the highway again. The woods were dark and forbidding, filled with unseen dangers and inhuman sounds. The light in the distance promised sanctuary from the grasping terrors. Instead, the light lured the travelers to the very heart of evil, a house and at the entrance of hell, a house that held only torture, depravity, and, for the lucky ones, death. When the front door opens, the screaming begins. Hoo-hoo-hoo, baby! A feast of good old-fashioned horror. Don't pass this one up. Brian Keene, author of The Rising. So that one. This one I did order new too because I couldn't find it secondhand, by Charlie Jacobs. I have another one of hers. Maybe it's up there. Season of the Witch. I love that Halloween movie. It's the only Halloween movie, like in the Halloween franchise, that does not have Michael Myers, just FYI. I don't really know what this is about. But I got it because I think the Bookybus mentioned it. And she really likes the other one that I got. Said it was fantastic, and she got this one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get it too, because I want to know what the heck she's talking about. I'm assuming a deadly witch, and I guess grotesque, probably. Charlie Jacobs, that one. Alright. Oh, this is her other one. This is the one I got first, the Symbiotic Fascination, Charlie Jacobs. This one is, it's a terrible thing, loneliness is. Ton Delaney, a woman filled with the hatred of herself and what she's not. Never touched by a man, never loved, until one night in the woods, Ton watches a woman's body is crammed into a drain pipe. A crooked and broken beast beckons to Ton and passes on his gift to her. Is it the ultimate power or the cruelest joke? I guess it's quite the story. Quite sick and depraved, and I like stuff like that sometimes. In books, not in real life. Alright. This one, the Rust Maidens. I seen a YouTube channel, and she doesn't make videos anymore. Oh, I can't think of what it is. But she really liked this book, and it won the Bram Stoker's Award. I guess this, where is this? In Cleveland, Ohio in the 80s. There was some sort of contamination or something going awry, where the young people started, I think, crying blood and turning to rust or something. And then years later, she goes back to Cleveland, Ohio, because things are like that are happening again or something. I don't know. Something's happening to the girls on Denton Street. But she really liked it, and it's not that long, and I wanted to get it and try it on myself. Alright, this is a big honker. This is the one by John Skip I got, but it has includes stories by Neil Gaiman, Stephen King, Max Brooks, Ray Bradbury, S.G. Brown, and 27 more. I think that they're all zombie stories, so it's not like one big story. So they must all be short stories. I don't generally read short stories, but this would be a good one to Douglas Winter, The Zombies of Madison County. And Dead Like Me by Adam Troy Castro. Just little zombie stories. I got that one secondhand. I got that at Thrift Books. Okay, almost done. Almost done. Oh, all these go together. I did buy these new too. So I bought more new books in this haul than I have in a long time. I just read Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey, and I think he's Canadian. I'm Canadian too, just FYI. I like that story so much I wanted to get something else by him. And he has a zombie trilogy, and so I got it, and it wasn't that expensive either. I forget now. But The Infection, I think this is the order. The Infection, The Killing Floor, The Final Cut. So that's all the horror books I think that I got. And I can add to my horror shelves that I have. I'm very excited about that, and I can finally open them and look at them and touch them and smell them and everything like that. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. So, what is that? No. All right, guys. I hardly drank any of my tea, for goodness sakes. I want to get these hauls done before all the little ones get home. But I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, okay, guys. Oh, I just ended this, but realized I have other ones, so I'm cutting it in. 2 other books that I did get, Thrift Books. This one is called Triage. It's one story written by 3 different people. I think the main story is a stranger walks into a place of business and starts shooting. 3 horror most terrifying authors challenged each other to write a novella beginning with a simple idea. So all 3, this is Edward Lee, Jack Ketchum, and Richard Lehman. So that will be interesting to see where the story goes from each of their perspectives. And another one was Brian Smith. I think the House of Blood. Same guy. Queen of Blood. I can't remember. A haunted house. Entrance to a neither world is unimaginable terror and horror. Very few enter this front door, live to ever again see the outside world. But few survived. They thought they had found a way to destroy the house, but they were wrong. A new house has arisen. A new mistress now wields the unholy power, and she wants revenge. She will not rest until those who dared to challenge her and her former master are made to pay with their very souls. Oh boy. Sounds like a doozy. And 2 more, guys. I just was switching spots to do my other video, but oh gosh, 2 more horror ones I got. The Last Days of Jack Sparks. This is, I think, a found footage horror story of a filmmaker that is filming an exorcism, and he makes light of it and jokes at it, and everything goes crazy. So that one, wow, seriously hard to put down, chilling and utterly immersive. It's no secret that journalist Jack Sparks had been researching the occult for his new book, no stranger to controversy. He already triggered a furious Twitter storm by mocking an exorcism he witnessed. Then there was that video, 40 seconds of chilling footage that Jack repeatedly claimed was not of his making, yet was posted to his YouTube account. Nobody knew what happened to Jack in the days that followed until now. That one. So this sounds more like a newer one. Like a lot of my horror books are older. If there's YouTube and Twitter, I don't think I've ever read a horror book that had that in it. So that one. And this one, excuse the language, but Rotting Dead F's. This is a short one. Oh, this is by Jason Arnop. I don't know how to say it. This is Matt Shaw. Warning, this is an extreme horror novel and not intended for those who are easily shocked or offended. I think this is about a world, I don't know whether a disease killed everybody, a morbid take on a zombie outbreak. There's a handful of people left, and there's rotting, dead Fs. So, I don't know. Matt Shaw. I've never read them. All right, now I'll end it. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning, and I might see you sometime very, very soon. Bye. Blink.
Yes, we're gonna get the gunk out of your fur.
Ugh.